Well, hello there, and this is Auntie, and I am here live and in living color to recap yesterday's 90 Day Fiancé Season 3 Tell All Part 1. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you so much for joining the family. And to all of my nieces and nephews who have been with Auntie for the long haul, thank you so much for being here. I apologize for not being out last night. It was a late night with TLC, and so I decided that I would get a nightcap and I would come back out today. So without further ado, I am going to be recapping this episode. For all of you all who are eating lunch at work, this is one of my new wine glasses, and it is filled with Diet Coke. Contrary to what some people may say, I am not an alcoholic. So, for all of those who are having lunch, cheers to our lunchtime Diet Coke, tea, soda, water, whatever you're doing. Cheers to 90 Day Fiancé Tell All, for this being the end of 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After. Cheers to Anfisa saying stay in your lane. Cheers to Pedro who said you're going to miss me when I'm gone. Cheers. Clink, 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 clink. Clink, 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 clink. Okay. So look, this particular tell-all, I thought just a tad bit dry. I wanted more tell all and not tell what happened in the fall. Like at TLC, we appreciate you all recapping for people who have not seen the show, but for all of us who have already seen the show, like the recap was just dead. I did not like the fact that they kept going back from scene to scene to scene to scene. I thought that it ate up, our whole entire hour's worth of time. And I went live on my Facebook channel because I just could not take it. We watched the show together, and I just was like, I can't get this hour of my life back. In the future, when you are doing, tell-alls and stuff like that, I would like to see you all, just one second. I would like to see you all really basically just tell us all. Like, this is what we're here for. We're not here for all the back and forth of what happened in the previous season. We all know that Pedro has fought, or did not fight, just pulled him down so that Nicole can get to him, Winter. I mean, River, who at first was a puddle and now is a drip. So in the future, please don't recap so much. It eats up a lot of the time, and it seems like the important things that we, the viewers, are wanting to see is happening much later in the episode. Okay, so I'm much more calmer than I was yesterday. For all of you all who are on Auntie's Advice official Facebook page, you all know that yesterday I was riled out. I was live and in cotton freaking living color, and I knew, being in the condition that I was in yesterday, that it just won't the right time for me to go live. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. We open up this episode with the couple showing up on the set. The first couple to arrive is Pedro and Chantel. Chantel is worried about talking about the past, and talking about the fight between Pedro and Drip. And so I don't know why she thinks that this tell-all wouldn't be the place that she would talk about it at. You know what I'm saying? She says that she doesn't want to relive this right now. She hasn't talked to Pedro's family, and Pedro hasn't talked to the family, Chantel. And so, basically they're at a standstill, stalemate, or whatever. She says they basically at a plateau. I didn't know that they were working out, but okay, I digress. And so, basically she hasn't talked to the family, and the family hasn't talked to her, and she just does not want to talk about it. The next second couple that we see to arrive is David and Annie. David talks about how much warmer it was when they went to New York last year. Andy says that she doesn't want to talk about their finances. She's sick and tired of it. Her husband is broke. She has acknowledged the fact that he is broke. And, it is what it is between them. She also doesn't want to talk about the fact that she probably will not be able to have any kids by him. So I was like, okay, whatever. The third couple to arrive was Paola and Russ. I don't even know why the hell they showed up. Like, I really don't know why they showed up, but their asses did, okay? They didn't have anything else on her calendar to do. And so basically they showed up and said that they both are still having problems in their relationship, and we're all like, duh. I mean, duh. Okay? We don't even really care. Then the next couple that we see, we are Skyped in with Nicole and Azan. Neither Nicole or Azan wants to talk about, the telephone call, all the women and all those hoes and different area codes. And so, they're basically on the same page. Azan says that, he's been working very hard to try to make sure that Nicole forget about those women and forget about those telephone calls and all of those, different women and everything that allegedly he is supposed to have, that he's now claiming that he did not have. He said he is extremely scared and frightened for Nicole to even go down memory lane. And so we're like, okay, Azan, I would be scared too, because there's a lot that is riding, on your ability to keep her calm and to keep her in this relationship. Okay, so so the fourth person who arrives is Molly. Molly says she feels extremely comfortable at the fact that she's there by herself. She said, she hasn't talked to Louise since the day she put that ass out, or even that ass walked out. And she's comfortable with that, but yes, she's scared because she doesn't know whether or not he's going to show up on the scene or not. And so I'm like, oh, okay, okay, well, if he show up, he show up. She says that she's worried about Louise making her appear to be the bad person in the relationship. I mean, he can't make you look like nothing that you ain't. You understand what I'm saying? And so, basically, we see them all sitting and, they coming in with their clothes and everything, and they're getting ready. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see it. I did see the color come up on the screen, so thank you very much. Sarah, if you could write that down for me, I would appreciate it. To everybody in advance, if you send me a super chat, I'm sorry, I just do not have my glasses on, so I'm not going to be able to read those, okay? But I really do appreciate it, all right? And so, basically, Paola, is asked, Molly, while they're getting their makeup on, is Louise coming? And so Molly was like, no, he's turned into a narcissist pig, and he's probably not going to be here. And Paola was like, I really never liked him. And so Molly's like, I really don't want to hear anything bad about him because I'm still sprung out on the D. And so, for you to sit up here and say something about him is going to, kind of get me in my feelings a little bit. So, we're like, all right, whatever. David and Pedro, and meanwhile, they're in the other room, and they're talking about Louise. And, basically they think that Louise is going to show up and show his ass like he usually does. He's going to come and make a grand entrance and everything. Seems like the homeboys know an awful lot about Pedro, but we're going to get into that later, okay? The last couple to show up is Georgia and Fiza. Basically, people don't know whether or not they're going to show up at all. And Fiza, we see Sean Robinson, with her red dress on, looking right nice this year. I even like the wig this year. I mean, I was like, okay, girl, yeah, what? Go ahead, Sean. So, the viewers' voices have been heard. Thank you, Sean, for picking up, on your game, boo. So, we see her come in and we see the producer, sit down with her with cards and basically tells her that, that Louise is not there. And that, Georgia and Fiza, they're still anticipating their arrival. And so they give her the cards and say, to read off their script. And so basically, she's like, oh, okay, well, I'll read off the script and all that. So basically, when Fiza and George arrive, they, they talk about, basically George is saying, I lied last season at the tell-all. I basically told all my wife's teas about, the website and the And so, I got to get that straight this year. I'm hoping that this year is going to be better. And Visa says, look, I'm still with the man. We just left the core building. We hot off the press. These are the kinds of things that I love because this gets me all the gigs that I would like to have. And so basically, George is, he gets a second chance. He gets a pass on, lying and doing all the other stuff that so basically George has now turned into a cat with freaking 9 lives as it is concerning Ann Visa. And so, and Visa's, hoping that everything is going to be okay. So Aunt Visa and George, they come on up into the dressing room and everything. And we see, Aunt Visa, Paola back there getting her makeup done and her hair done. And she's telling the girl that's flipping that red Ronald McDonald clown ass looking hair she got on her head that basically, she doesn't want to have war with Aunt Visa. She wants to apologize. And so basically, the producers are like, George and Aunt Visa coming through. They're coming through the hallway. Right on to you, send them to the dressing room, whatever. And so she hears that and everything, so she gets her ass up, you know what I'm saying, with her shirt on, because that was not a dress. She had her shirt on and she walks back to the room and everything, and she greets Annie and David, and then she's like, what's up, Aunt Visa? So Aunt Visa was like, girl, bye. And then Visa gets up and walks out. So Paola was like, I can't stand that bitch. I was coming back here because I wanted to apologize to her. I didn't think she was going to act like that. Well, how'd you think she was going to act? And Fia is one of them, and Visa is one of them hot Russians, boo, and she ain't forgot Jack Diddley Squid. Oh. Clang, 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 to the word that I really want to say. Okay. So basically, Paola goes on to talk about how she was making jokes and she was basically coming back there apologizing. She didn't go about it the right way because I say if you want to apologize, just apologize. And so basically when Aunt Visa walked out on that ass, Aunt Visa was like, she doesn't deserve a second chance. Okay, Aunt Visa. So basically, Paola's like, I basically was making a joke about it and everything. I wasn't really trying to be serious. The only thing I asked her, was she a mail order bride? You don't ask nobody whether or not they're a mail order bride, even if they are a mail order bride. Just take the stamp and lick it. Put it on an envelope, mail off for the bitch, okay? So basically, she's doing all of that kind of stuff. And so basically David is like, okay, we ain't got nothing to do with this. And he's sitting there, you know what I'm saying, with her little dress on looking like a human walking dolly. The little dollies that you put on your table and everything when you're like 105 years old and you put little plants on it and the plant leaves fall on it and it just got dust and stuff all up on it. That's what Annie's dress was looking like to me. But okay, I digress because I ain't here to be talking about nobody's clothes, but who am I fooling? Yes, the hell I am, okay? Because we know that Chantel had that same red Michael Jackson sleeved ass dress on again this year. I said, do she not have any more dresses? Well, I don't know if somebody told her ass looks beautiful in it or what the deal is, okay? Whether or not Pedro's taking all the money and shipping it out, including the dress money. But what you need to do is call Nicole or his mother and ask them to send her something to wear. Because I am so sick and tired of seeing this daggone woman with this cotton freaking red dress on. And what the entire hell was going on with David's purple pumpkin people eater shirt that he had on with the buttons popping up off that mofo? I said, God damn it, those buttons ain't screaming purple rain, purple rain. Okay? I was like, now, come on, damn it. Ain't nobody tell him, Ashley, what the hell is going on? Nobody told your father that that damn shirt don't fit anymore? What? Don't be mad at me. Okay. So next we see Molly. She goes in and she sits down with Sean Robinson, right? And Sean Robinson, first thing she come out of her mouth, Louise coming? She was like, girl, I don't know whether or not he's coming or anything. Molly had a straight up chip on her shoulder. Really it was a self-defense mechanism and everything. But Molly, there's nothing that can defend your behavior, okay? Because your daughter Olivia came out there and just brought it all right out, okay? So Molly's like, I don't have no idea. So Robin confirms that Nicole and Arzana are not married yet. And she mentions that Louise is not here. Okay, so we already figured out that his ass is not on the sofa. How many times do you have to point out that Louise isn't there? I could not understand what the hell was going on with this. And then another thing about the tell-all is that it went from subject to subject. She would ask them, Sean would ask a question, and then she'd be like, well, we're going to get back to this. Let me tell you something. I would have took them daggone cards that TOC gave me and be like, so yeah, so Pedro and Chantel, so what happened with the fight? Okay, well, we're going to get back to this. I would have took them cards and, look, I'm going to go head on and do this damn thing the way that I want to do it, all right? We're going to go head on and stay on this battle zone type thing. We're not going to be skipping and jumping and hipping and hopping all around on these damn subjects. I thought that it was just tired as hell. You couldn't even hardly keep up with it. TLC, look, damn it. Y'all knew that y'all had happily ever after going on. You knew that you was going to be doing a tell all on the crap, okay? I don't know if my makeup is smeared or whatever. I don't even give a damn at this point. But y'all knew that y'all was going to be doing this. So why in the hell, why in the entire hell did y'all not have this better organized? I could not understand why we was going hippity hopping and hip hip to hopping to the bang bang boogie, up jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie beat. Okay. So Sean goes on and says, Pedro, I'm shocked that you here. And so I thought you was going to be in the DR. Aren't you, Chantel? You shocked he here? So Chantel was like, yes, because I don't know what else to say. I'd have been like, no, I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked he here. Where else his ass gonna go? He ain't harvest enough for the money. He needs to harvest more. He needs to harvest more of the American dollars before his ass can go. So no, hell no, I ain't shocked. So Pedro was like, I'm here. What's up, deuces? So I just was like, okay. Then she was like, okay, well, we're gonna talk about that next. Let's talk about it now. Let's talk about it now. Chantel and Pedro react to the past scenes. So, basically they show these scenes and everything of all the couples, what they went through and all that kind of stuff. And, the warfare that went on. So Paola and Russ said something. I don't know what the hell they said. They said something, but as far as I was concerned, it sounded like womp, womp, womp. But Chantel and Pedro, Sean points out that they were emotional about the situation. And so she asks them, it seems like y'all still emotional. And they was like, Chantel was like, yeah, I am. I am emotional about it. And she's like, why? Because I just realized that Pedro ran around the table to attack my brother. Okay, so somebody help me understand. Now, when we saw her talking to her little hot droplet girlfriend, Gigi, didn't she tell Gigi at that time that Pedro had gotten his ass up and ran around that table? So now why all of a sudden, because you saw this part of it, now all of a sudden you saying you just realized it? No, your ass realized it when the season was hot and on fire and right after he did it. Remember you went over there when you were staying with your girlfriend, staying with your sister Winter, and you went over there. That was the first thing you brought up, was the fact that Pedro got his ass up from the table and ran over there to attack your brother. So here's the thing, Chantel. I know you're not you're not one of the people who was really forthcoming with the truth, but do a little better, boo, about remembering where you are. Ain't like you old and hell and got dementia. You remember exactly what happened. Don't play them daggone games, because let me tell you something. Pedro is at the end of his damn rope with you. And you know what? Frankly, I can't blame him. I can't blame either one of y'all if y'all walk out the door. Hell with both of y'all. So Robin asked Pedro, do you think that, Drip was the aggressor? And Pedro said, yeah, the family Chantel. The family Chantel. How many times do I have to tell you that I don't want to go? How many times I got to tell you that your family, just they make my ass itch and I don't want to be around them? And so, basically Chantel is like, from, all her family wanted to do, and all she wanted to do was bring the family together. And Pedro said, I don't want to be a part of your damn family. So Sean says that, she'll revisit this later. No, revisit it now. Let's talk about it now, damn it. This is the subject we on. Let's talk about it now. Oh, what? So basically, Sean goes on. She asks George and Anfisa, because you know her ass was skipping around the whole night. I was like, look, let me ask you something. Was the cars out of order? I mean, did she drop them bitches and then all of a sudden they got out of order? What? I mean, what happened? Well, we could not finish a thought. Oh my God. So if it don't seem like I'm finishing the thought, damn it, I'm trying to. So, she asked George and Anfisa, Anfisa, after all the stuff that you've been through with George, I can't believe you're sitting here at the thing. So Anfisa was like, bitch, you gotta swipe a card. You understand what I'm saying? He out there doing, alleged drug deals and stuff like that. And I have a desire to shop until I drop. And so I'm not gonna leave him. I'm not walking away from my good thing, my sugar daddy. All right. And so Anfisa's like, she said, so what made y'all stay together? So Anfisa was like, it's the love we share for each other. Beyond the love of money. So she says, George is my husband. I wanted to make it work. We're going to, we're going to make it work. And so guess what Sean said? Guess what Sean said? We're going to learn more about this subject in a little bit. Then she skips the Lou, oh my darling, over to Molly and says, well, Molly, how does it feel, not having Louise in your house and completely acting like, a total asshole? So Molly was like, I felt crazy. She said that, she is pretty sure he's been having conversations with Louise. And so Sean was like, oh, okay, Louise, what now? So you was talking to, Pedro. I'm sorry. Pedro. So she was like, Pedro, you've been talking to Louise? So Pedro was like, hell yeah, I've been talking to him. David has too. I was like, damn, you ain't have to throw David under the bus. You had to throw David under the bus. So basically, he's like, yeah, I've been talking to his ass too. So Sean was like, what he been saying? What he been saying? So basically, she was like, basically what he been saying is, that Molly been over there whooping his ass. And so Molly was like, hold up. I ain't been over there whooping his ass every day. It was just 2 days. It was just, the day when I went on when he was trying to show me some on his phone, and, his history showed up, and I saw all these big asses and these, big porn women and stuff like that on there. So everybody was like, what? They was like, what? Sean was like, what? Say it again, son. Say it again. So basically, Molly, she can't handle the demand like porn. But see, here's the thing about it. The man is sitting up there. He ain't got nothing to do. By your own admission, Molly, you said the only thing that the man had was a gym card. You said you ain't even give the man so much as a tricycle to ride back and forth to the store and get a popsicle every day. You had that man up in your house, Molly, being a daggone slave to the rhythm. He was babysitting your baby every day and all that kind of stuff. And you can go out on Instagram or anywhere else you want to go and cuss people out all day long. But guess what? The facts are what the facts are. That it wasn't right for you to be having that man in there as no babysitter. So yeah, he felt abused, used, and some more stuff. And guess what? If I had came over here from another country, I would have felt like Aunt your mama too. And there ain't no way in the world that I would have stayed in that relationship. So anyway, basically, she was like, I wasn't abusing him. He's not going to make me out to be the bad guy, woo-de-woo-de-woo. And so David was like, so she was like, I slapped the, the phone out of his hand. So David was like, let me get this straight. Because you are the one paying all the bills around the house, you think it's okay for you to be able to, treat somebody any kind of way you want. So I said, well, who died and left David in charge? Who said that he had a degree in psychology? Who the hell put him in charge of anybody? I mean, I'm just asking. I mean, he's sitting up there acting like he a damn therapist, a counselor, a lawyer in the courtroom, a doctor in the hospital room. Like, who the hell is David? I'm just like, where the hell he come from with all this BS? Who the hell? Who? Okay, so basically, she was like, don't you know that it was 3 things? It's 3 reasons why he could stay here in the United States. 1, if he, is going through domestic violence. I said, come on, Molly, come on with it. If the marriage was false, and if the living conditions in his country is too bad for him to go back, then that's what he was using. But Molly, hold up, what you saying is such a contradiction, boo. Because then you sit up there and say, when they ask you, Molly, when they ask you flat out, why do you think the relationship between you and Louise did not work out? You sit there and say he wanted vacation, Molly. Well, damn it, that ain't one of the 4 things that's in the category. You don't want to face the fact that this man did not marry you for all the right reasons. You sitting up there trying to make excuses for your damn self because you're not making up an excuse for Louise. Louise had already told Pedro and told David that as soon as he finished his damn paperwork, that ass going back to the DR. He didn't care nothing about you. His whole thing. And then you, by your own admissions, Molly, you came out and said, well, basically what he's going to do is, he's been talking about going back to the DR since that ass came over here. So, Molly, don't sit there and act like, you don't know what the deal is. You know what the deal is. Hold the hell up. Wait a minute, let me put my damn glasses on. It's 240 people out here, according to this, and it's only 70 thumbs up. What the hell is a thumb up problem? I don't understand why y'all come to somebody's channel and you can't even speak and say hi. Thank you so much for hitting the thumbs up. God damn it, ain't gonna cost y'all nothing. Auntie out here entertaining y'all and everything. Got my makeup and shit. Y'all got me cussing. Clang, clang, clang to the damn thumbs up. Thank you, y'all. Thank you, y'all, for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. It feels good to know that you're being appreciated. You know what I'm saying? I come out here and I'm live. I think I'm only one of the people that do the 90-day reviews that come out here live and in person with y'all. The least y'all could do is hit that damn thumbs up for y'all, Auntie. Okay? I love y'all, okay? So anyway. Let me find out. So the next thing, we goes into, this segment where Sean Robinson wants to talk about sex. Who the fuck put the cards together, okay? We don't care about anybody's sex life. So, Azan's trying to act like he's not having sex with Nicole. George says it ain't nobody's business what him and Amphis is doing in the bedroom. Paola said, basically she's still doing the same thing with Rush. She's still sucking it from the back. You know what I'm saying? She's sucking Juan from the front and sucking Russ from the back, okay? And then we find out that Annie is basically having sex with a pillow. That was too much for me. I didn't need to hear any of that. I didn't want to see any of that. It grossed me the hell out. Why the hell would we want to know that Annie is humping pillows at night? Because the son was in the damn firehouse for a week. Yeah, we don't want to hear that. Give me a break, Sean Robinson. I don't know how the hell she got through that. I really don't, because I'm trying to tell y'all, them cards would have been flipped up from behind my back. I'd have took them daggone blue cards that TLC gave me, and I would have made it rain up in that mofo. Y'all understand what I'm saying? This was just the most boring tell-all ever. And I'm going to try to make the best of it. You want to say? I'm going to try to make the best out of it. So Sean asked Chantel, does she blame, River for the issues? Or does she blame, Pedro? She said, well, I kind of blame Pedro, hon, because he, I do think that he is the aggressor. So Pedro was like, Pedro done with Chantel. Pedro was like, what the fuck you talk about? So, basically she just was like, it's just a little bit, I said just a little bit, Pedro. I didn't say a lot. I was glad that her eyelashes was toned down this week. Congratulations on toning down the eyelashes. So basically, he was like, how many times do I have to tell you that I don't want to be around family Chantel? So, basically Power interjects and says that she tells Russ, if you want to go and visit your parents, you go by yourself. So Russ was like, I'm just trying to keep the family together too. And so she was like, look, you want me to go every time you go. Bitch, when you go over to your family house, you cannot force me to go over there. And I found that really, really interesting that here this girl is all the way over here for Colombia. So when she went to Colombia with her family, she was acting like family was the most important thing. But then that ass won't even go and see Russ's family. Like, I really found that to be very interesting. Okay, what happened to the comments? Okay, there they go. So basically, nobody asked them for anything. Every time they interjected, first of all, TLC, okay, let me say this. This is my third comment. TLC, it's too many bitches on the sofa. Your eyes got to go too many places. There's too many people jumping in, and they not qualified to jump in because here they are, all of them pots calling each of the other kettles on the sofa black. Narrow this down to a couple of couples out there. Let them talk about what they want to talk about. And then in the end, bring everybody back. You understand what I'm saying? Just reformat this just a little bit for your auntie. I know y'all love me and I love y'all too. But bring each couple out one at a time. Deal with the issue that's at hand. And then at the end, bring all the couples in and let them have their say about what they want to talk about. Okay? This is a suggestion, all right? I ain't in control of nothing but this YouTube channel, but I'm just saying. So then basically Chantel, said that she stood up for her family because Pedro had brought up the fact that, he had brought up the fact that, the family was saying that, the mother has set him up to, meet this woman and all of this kind of stuff so he could harvest the American dollar. And so Chantel was like, I stood up for your family. I stood up for you. And so she was like, but you don't know stand up for me with your family. And so Pedro was like, your family treats me like a dog. They got an attitude all the time. She was like, son in the car, son in the car. And so basically, Pedro was like, let me tell you something. I'm done with this conversation. Pedro's done with the conversation. So the next thing Sean goes over there and asks Anfisa. Anfisa is the last person that need to be giving anybody advice. But at least Anfisa knew it. Anfisa said she can't give advice because her family situation is worse than his. So Chantel says she gave up and was trying to put pressure on the family to, basically get together. And so she says that she gave up on that incident. So then David, big, burly, purple, busting, loose ass shirt wearing, broke back, Batman ass, trifling, Annie Marion, firehouse, living, kennel necks, mother. So, David jumps in and he, talks about, the family has to be together because, basically, you got kids involved. Who are you talking to, David? And from where are you drawing this knowledge? You don't give a rat's behind about your kids unless they filming for you. Biatch, don't let me get started about here. Please don't let me get started about here. So Chantel lies and says she put the baby thing on hold because of family issues. So Pedro was like, you just was saying last night that you didn't want to have no kids. And she was like, yeah, but that was because I made up my mind and I just didn't want to have kids. Let me tell you something, Pedro don't care. Pedro straight up, David interjects and says, Pedro tells Chantel, you think your family is perfect. You will find out when I leave. And Chantel says that is not fair in Spanish. She told him that wasn't fair for him to say that. He said, bitch, you gonna miss me when I'm gone. You'll find out exactly how this is going as soon as I'm gone up out of here. Next thing we know, we see her going out with the producers and she's crying, Pedro mad at me. Pedro don't want you to say none of this. And then he gets mad at me every time I say something, so and I'm so scared to lose him that I just don't want to say anything. So I'm just gonna sit back and I'm gonna shut up like a good little girl. But he runs me. He just drives me crazy, and I just love him so much. And I'm so stupid and immature. And I don't have my family here to back me up. So I'm just gonna sit up here and shut my mouth, even though it's hard. Girl, let me tell you, you don't ever let no man see you sweat like that. And you a fool. The producers don't care really. All they want to know is what he said in Spanish. They didn't have time to interpret it until they put it together. So they needed to find out what the hell he said. They don't give a damn whether or not Pedro's mad with you or not. They really don't. They don't care if y'all stay together or y'all split up. They gonna make good TV. It doesn't make a difference what. So what you need to do is stop talking and running your mouth. See, that's part of your problem, Chantel. You always running your mouth and telling everybody stuff. Pedro's sitting up on the sofa on his cell phone. He don't give a good rat's behind what happens from here on out. He already got a dream, okay? He's got a dream and a plan. She talking about, so, he said, Pedro said, I'm going to leave you. She said, well, go ahead on and leave me then. He said, fine, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So, let's see how that works out next season. So, George and Anfisa says that, this girl reached out to her basically when she was dating George. Now, I know that y'all see this seems a little strange, but let me tell you, this is how the whole night was. They jumped from subject to subject to subject to subject. None of it made sense and none of it tied together. So look, I ain't making this stuff up off the top of my head. These is notes I pulled up. So, this is how ridiculous the tell-all was to me last night. We didn't never stay on the same subject matter for longer than 2 minutes. Okay, 2.5 maybe. I'm going to give it that. So Robin goes on to ask Anfisa about this baby mama. So Anfisa says that, the baby mama had reached out to her when she was dating George, but she didn't know that George was a damn liar. So basically, she didn't believe anything the girl said until she got over here and the girl called her ass ugly and told her that, basically all her plastic surgery was failing her. So, she had an attitude about, all that. And so George says that, the woman, she asked him, so George, how you feel about this? And so George was like, I just was like, the woman just don't give up. I mean, that damn woman need money. She is not going to give up until I get a dime out of here. See, the thing about it is George has no respect for women. And I don't know why Anfisa does not see that. He tries to make everything that is difficult in his life about somebody wanting some money from his ass. And the thing about it is you really don't have any money. And the money that you have, George, allegedly, you are doing it off of hurting other people's families with drugs, selling drugs or buying drugs or having drugs in your car and pleading guilty to it and all of that old kind of stuff. So basically, who do you care? You're the one that looks like you want money. So, I mean, you're trying to get it by any means necessary. You don't care who you hurt, do you, George? Allegedly. So anyway, basically, let me read. George said that she could have took him to court and got a paternity test done. But you could have went and peed in a cup. You could have went and brushed your hair and gave a hair sample. Give the rest of it to Paul and Karini. But you could have kept one of them hair strands for your damn self. Then it never did a paternity test because she was trying to get money from him. George tries to make it appear that the baby mother is trying to get money. And, I just don't understand. So Sean goes, she says, okay, we got the baby mother on the phone. She said, I just want to know why them bitches never called me back to, do the paternity test. They said that they were and they didn't do it. And so basically, she was like, okay, to get this done with the baby. And so here's the thing. Now, this woman has got to be an old ass hag. And I don't mean to be calling her an old ass hag. I just mean to call her an old ass hag. Because she says, when I had the baby by George, that George was in high school. Well, where the hell was you? Were you an older woman that was, preying on a younger man? You said that you told him I wanted him to live his life. Like you sitting back in some damn old rocking chair watching him grow up. And I'm saying, okay, so who the hell is the baby mother? Second of all, when she made a phone call to George and she talked about having, George not knowing the baby name and all that kind of stuff, and he doesn't deserve to know the baby and all of that. I'm saying, well, when these two people were out at the mall and she said that he was shopping and buying stuff, what was she calling her, baby? Was she just saying baby? You know, like I said on my Facebook page, if I meet my next door neighbor and they got a dog, they're going to tell me what the dog's new name is. They're going to be like, oh, okay, this is Rover. You know, this is Sebastian. You know, oh, yeah, this is Bow Wow. You know, this is Queenie. So you mean to tell me when George met that baby that all you kept calling the baby name was baby? I don't understand what the hell is going on. Something just ain't right in the milk. And I don't know if something just blew by and maybe I missed it or something. But you know, it ain't all adding up. Then when Sean Robinson asked her, you know, if you find out that George is the baby father, what do you want from her? She said, I don't want a damn thing. So then why the hell do you want him to take a paternity test? And like Robin said, after 10 years, you mean to tell me you still don't know who your baby daddy is? She was like, no, because he won't go take the test. Well, then, you know what? I got to side with George and say, well, damn, go down to the court building, file for child support. You know what I'm saying? It's not adding up. Something keeps blowing by. And so, you know, basically, you know, George was like, she just wants money. I hated how he tried to play that money game. And she was like, yeah, I did. I called him on the phone. I told him that the baby needed some milk and I needed some bread and some meat. And he told me no. You know, and I just thought that he was real cold-blooded for telling me, oh, damn, I mean, you know, the girl just want what you get. She just want to be rationed off the same thing that you were rationed off if she was in prison. So, I mean, you know, for George to say no to the girl about that, I just thought that that was just a little cold-blooded of George. But you know what? I really see that George is one of those type of people. He's such a narcissist that nothing affects him. And it doesn't affect him to tell a lie or anything because he has no concern for other people's feelings or he's emotionless, okay? And so I just was like, what the hell is really going on? I don't, you know. And Fiza was like, well, if you don't want nothing from George, you don't have any expectation of George doing anything, what the hell are you chasing him for? So the baby mother gonna say, well, you know, you ain't no baby, you don't have a child, so I don't expect you to understand. I got a child and I don't understand. Do you have a child and you don't understand? Cause like, damn it, I couldn't understand. I'm with Fiancé on this one too. If you don't want nothing from his ass, what the hell are you chasing him for? Why would you hit her up in her DMs? Could you be just, you know what I'm saying, a wrinkle in time? And you just want, this is your last dime wish to find out who the baby daddy is? You could have had that done. You can't put all the onus and all the responsibility on George's sorry ass. George said he's 100% positive that this is not his baby. Guess what, George? DNA tests don't even come up 100% because there is nothing that is 100%. Not even the air you breathe. Okay? So I'm just confused about all this. The girl said she don't want to be involved. Aunt Fiza was like, you involved in all this. I would have told Aunt Fiza I ain't involved in nothing. Because at any day, Boo, I could walk away. I don't want nothing from his fat ass. I just basically wanted my voice to be heard on TV. Because at this point, this is what I'm thinking. This girl doesn't have a reason to be doing what she's doing. And so, you know, I'm just kind of looking, you know, I got the side eye when it comes to that. So Sean asked, you know, George, y'all gonna take the test? And Fiza was like, we may as well go ahead on and take the test. They not gonna take no DNA test because you know what, this was just part of a storyline. It just didn't make any sense to me. So you know what, at the end of the day, who gives a damn whether or not George is the baby mother, the baby father, because at this point, the baby mother don't even really care. She don't even want nothing from his ass. Now, I may be wrong and you may see it a whole different way, but that's just my opinion, okay? I'm a baby mother. And if I have resolved and come to a place where I don't give a good daggone rat's behind whether or not, let me shut up. So basically, Aunt Fiza, you know, Sean asked Aunt Fiza, so Aunt Fiza, how you gonna feel if you find out that the baby is his? Aunt Fiza was like, that ain't got a damn thing to do with me. It ain't my child. I'm gonna divorce his ass and move on. So, you know, Sean was like, damn, you really feel like that, Aunt Fiza? She was like, yeah, what? I'm a cold-hearted biatch, and I don't care anything about it. He can take it and spend time with the baby. If he want to spend time with the baby and all that, let him go ahead and spend time with the baby. That ain't got a damn thing to do with me. So Marley's sitting over there with an attitude. I said, Marlene, you ain't got nothing to say, right? You need to shut up. For real, don't say nothing, Marley. Well, that's what I was going through with Louise. I was going through the same thing with him. You know, he felt like he had nothing to do with my kids. And so then to sit up here, you say something like that. So then Visa was like, first of all, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. And so, you know, she was like, you know, what you got to say about it? You know, what was you doing at 22? I had a child. That's what I did. And I was working 3 jobs and making it do what it do. Well, guess what, Molly? That was your story. But now when they 18 and 8 years old, you abandon their asses for a D? That's what you do, Molly? Now you got a broad business and you got seeming like the whole world at your hand and at your fingertips, and now you abandon your kids for the D? We ain't even gonna get into the song of the D. But you shouldn't have said nothing, because at least Anfisa knows where she wants to be. She said at 22 years old, I want to be able to have my own baby in my own time and do things the way I want to do them. And you know what? It may be cold-hearted and I may be a biatch, but I know one thing. I don't want to be taking care of George's baby. And you know what? That's fair. Everybody makes their own decision. They make their own choices about how they want to live their life. Then George turned around and said, you know what? I feel the same way. If she had a baby by another man, I wouldn't want her either. Well, George, you wouldn't want her if she was fat. You wouldn't want her if she was knock-kneaded. You wouldn't want her if she was bucktooth. You wouldn't want her if she was fat. You wouldn't want her, okay? You wouldn't want her, period. Because your self-esteem is so low. And you're such a narcissist and such an ignorant mofo that, you know what, if she's not making you look good or making you feel better about yourself because she looks good, you don't want her no way. Shut up. You're not going to take no paternity test because you got too much to lose. George says, you know what, we're going to go ahead on and try to get it done. Whatever. Whatever. So, you know, basically, Russ and Paola, they jump in and say, oh, true love. Shut up. Like, I really wanted to tell everybody, shut up. So you see what I'm saying, TLC? You see how unfocused I look? That's how the show look. Okay, so, you know, next thing we know, we go to Nicole and Arzon. Arzon says that he was not engaged to the woman that was on the phone. This was just his little girlfriend. Nicole found out about the girlfriend because the interviewer for the K1 visa kept asking about this other woman. And so he says that he was in Belarus for a few months. So David was like, okay, well, what kind of visa was you there on? Was you there on a tourist visa, a work visa? And then, you know, Paola was like, oh, a K1 visa. So he was like, I was there on a tourist visa. And so Anfisa was like, wait a minute, Belarus ain't no damn tourist spot. You know, and the thing about it is Nicole is so stupid that she doesn't even care whether or not his story doesn't jive. She could care less if it doesn't jive. He talking about she done looked at his passport, and so she sees that he ain't been nowhere. So if you ain't been nowhere, then why was they asking about the other girl and you had already had your... I don't understand how dumb Nicole is. So what did he do? Go and get a clean passport book because it expired? Or did he run out of pages and it had been stamped so much? Now, come on now. Ain't nobody stupid but Nicole. I'm just sitting there, Nicole just sitting there like, I'm so happy he here with me. When Azan got up, when they was, you know, first, you know, testing out the Skype and everything like TLC does, and he got up, she watched that mofo go across the room like this. Watched that mofo all the way to the corner store and back. Azan went over there and had some tea, crossed his legs, and smoked a blunt and came on back over there, and Nicole ass still was watching. I said, what the hell is wrong with this daggone girl? So he, you know, Azan denies seeing other women in other countries. And, you know, and so she was like, you know, do you still talk to the women? So he was like, no, I don't talk to none of them. And so, you know, Russ was like, shh. Last time he talked to him was yesterday. I said, Russ, shut up, because your stuff getting ready to come too. So, David, he comes on there, it's Ashley's turn, David and Ashley. And basically, they bust Annie out, and they got Ashley in the Skype room and everything. And, so they talking about, their relationship and the things that's going on with them. And so they, they run the tape back, and Ashley, for the first time, gets to see that Annie called all kinds of hoes and said that, she was basically, having kids like babies. She had 15 husbands and all that kind of stuff. So Ashley sitting up there, on a little screen down at the bottom line. So Sean Robinson was like, Annie, damn, you was talking about Ashley like a dog. How you feel about that, Ashley? I mean, Annie, you regret saying any of it? She was like, no, I was talking to my mother. I meant everything I said. I said what I knew, and I knew what I said. You know what I'm saying? In the words of Neely Leaks, I said what I said. So Ashley was like, they was like, Ashley, how you feel about it? She was like, I'm about to stop these curls. Ashley, little curls was looking real good. I said, Ashley looking just as cute as she want to be, face all bumped up, and then find out that the bitch been talking about her like a dog. So basically, Ashley was like, let me tell you something. You don't know, you don't know nothing about me. So Andy was like, yes, I do. I know that you got a whole lot of babies. You got a whole lot of husbands. And I know you got a whole lot of stuff going on. So Ashley was like, let me tell you something. If they was to ask you anything about me, you would know nothing. They was bleeping her out and everything. You would know about what I said, okay. All right, they bleeping Ashley that long. But I'm telling you one thing, Ashley was calmer than I would have been, because the whole thing would have been like the Antonio video. They would have bleeped the whole entire paragraph out. It wouldn't have been a word here and a word there. They would have bleeped me out. I mean, I would have been looking like... Okay. So basically, Annie was like, you don't know me. Ashley was like, you don't know me. She was like, you don't know me. She was like, you don't know me. She was like, you don't know me. So basically, Ashley was like, I know more than what you think I know. So Annie was like, tell it, bitch. Tell it. Tell what you know about me. So Ashley was like, I know that you met my father in one of them hoe bars. So David was like, hold up. Now, Annie can say whatever she want to say about you, but what you not going to do, Ashley, is sit up here and talk about my wife. I don't care who daughter you think you are. So Ashley was like, hold up. You going to take her side? So he was like, yeah, I'm taking her side. So she was like, how you find out? Sean was like, how you find out, Ashley? She was like, Nikki, Chris' wife, told me at the wedding, told Jacob and pulled him to the side and told Jacob. Now, mind you, Jacob had already been over to Thailand with his father. So basically, Jacob know what the deal is up over that joint. So Nikki probably felt very comfortable telling Jacob about what was going on over there in Thailand. Okay? So David was like, I think that's disgusting. They just mad because they didn't get a spot on the show. They just trying to make something out of nothing. So Ashley was like, oh, hell no. He told us that the way. He was like, I think that's despicable that you would say something like that. So Annie was like, she don't know me. She don't know me. I'm telling you right now. Just because, she thinks she know me, she don't know me. I'm over here doing me. Fuck Ashley. So, basically David was like, Ashley was stuck. I would have cussed her out in so many different languages. It would have been absolutely ridiculous to bleep. They would have just had to black my whole face out. Like they would have had to blackface me, because I would have went off on her. And David gonna say, well, just because she young, dumb, and broke, that she didn't meet him that way. So, she was like, well, Ashley, do you how do you feel about Addie? So Ashley was like, I appreciate the friendship. I appreciate the relationship. So David gonna bust out crying. I said, okay. If he heave one time wrong, if he blow his nose wrong, that button is about to knock everybody out, okay? That button is enough to take down buildings. The force from that button popping off the front of David's shirt will take down a whole freaking neighborhood. Okay? So, I just was like, so then, in the meantime, when they talking and everything, we see the producers trying to get George's attention. So, the head man in charge was like, damn, we can't get George fat ass to sit up. Sit up. Get him to sit up. Sit up. So Paola, she wasn't really listening to what Annie had to say anyway, because the only thing she was worried about was Aunt Fiza saying something. So basically, Paola was like, so Aunt Fiza was like, and so Paola was like, so the producer was like, sit that big fat, sit there. So basically, Aunt Fiza thought that she was talking about her. And was like, damn. That joint came up like this, y'all. She was like, I said that. That joint came from the pit of hell. Paola was like, wait a minute, hold up, why would you be giving me the figure like that? And Fiza was like, shh. So, so of course, they go into a full-fledged argument and everything, and she's telling Aunt Fiza, basically you being disrespectful. You ain't had to give me the finger like that. They was trying to get your husband's attention. His fat ass wasn't paying any attention. He was nodding no. You understand what I'm saying? Like he got sleep apnea up in this mofo. And so I was basically trying to, so Aunt Fiza was like, you don't do nothing. You gonna come out your trick back and say something last season. Come on, Aunt Fiza. This was last season that Paola said what she said. Y'all been beefing back and forth on Instagram and Twitter and all that kind of stuff. If you ain't said what you had to say by then, just don't even say nothing. Next thing you know, you see Aunt Fiza gets up and she runs short of the tip of daggone Paola's shoes. Paola was like, bitch, I will knock you out in here. You's a little girl. Come on, you must don't see how much I be bench pressing in the gym. I don't care how many fake boxing classes you've been taking. I will whoop your... I will whoop your A up out here, okay? So, so basically, we look and we see that it's about to go down up in that joint. So, I just was like, okay, go ahead and let them fight. I was so hyped up on Facebook last night, I was screaming, all right? Fight me. So, and Paola gets up and everything. She like, I'm trying to help you. And Aunt Visa's, she's going back and forth, talking about, you calling the pot the kettle black and the black pot in the kettle and all that kind of dumb stuff. And I was like, this is the dumbest thing I have ever seen in my whole entire life. So basically, Paola gets up because she's ready to rack. And she's mad. Everybody jumping up and trying to break up the fight and everything. Nicole and Azan, they laughing, by Skype and everything. Everybody mouth on the ground. David fat ass is still sitting there saying, where's the pizza at? So basically, they break and everything. They go to break because Paola in the back told me what she'd do to Aunt Visa and everything. So they can break and everybody attack the pizza. Aunt Fiza and George, they sit up there and say, well, can we have our own private room to eat in? No. You ran up on somebody. You want to run up. You want to be froggy and leap. Come on with it. You ain't got to have no extra room. So Molly takes the opportunity because she's been sitting there scared the whole entire time. She takes the opportunity to say, you know what? I want you, David, to call Louise because I don't like how Louise put me out there. And you know what? At the same time, in between time, guess what? Louise did put her out there, and he deserved to put her out there. Look, we have gone into an hour, and I am going to finish this review in a part 2. I do not want this video to be longer than an hour. I appreciate you all being here. Give me a few minutes and we'll be right out to finish part 2 of part 1 of the tell-all, because the bitch was a long video. It was a long taping. So I can't wrap all this up in one video. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me see how much I got left. Yeah, I got a lot left. So I'll be right back. Stay tuned, y'all.